Hello everyone. Hope you're doing great. So this is Motorsport Progression, and I'm back again with another video. So I just want to talk about the 2025 Rally Finland, and I would say the Saturday afternoon and evening loops. Yeah. This morning you had three stages. You had special stage 9, special stage 10, and special stage 11. And in the afternoon you had special stage 12, special stage 13, special stage 14, and special stage 15. So I covered the three stages in an earlier video, so if you want to know what happened there, you can check on the channel to find out exactly what happened. So let's move on to special stage 12 now. So special stage 12, let's see what happened there. So, special stage 12, the name of the stage is Vanas 2, and the length of the stage is 15.65 kilometers. And the driver who won that stage was Adrian Formeau, and the co-driver is Alexandra Correa, and he's driving the Hyundai i20 and Rally 1. And the time he won it with was 8 minutes 59.1 seconds. Okay, so now let's dive into the stage and see exactly what happened. So special stage 12, you had Adrian Formeau. He did well to bounce back from the previous stage where he made a mistake. He didn't tighten his helmet properly, and he had to stop in the middle of the road to tighten it. So he won this stage with a time of 8 minutes 59.1 seconds. In second position, you had Oit Tanak with a time of 9 minutes 00.1 seconds. He was a second down. In third position, you had Elfyn Evans with a time of 9 minutes 00.3 seconds. He was 1.2 seconds down. And then in fourth position, you had Kalle Rovanperä. He had a time of 9 minutes 01.7 seconds, and he was 2.6 seconds adrift of the top time of Adrian Formeau. In fifth position, you had Thierry Neuville, who had a time of 9 minutes 3 seconds, no, 9 minutes 03.0 seconds, and he was 3.9 seconds adrift of the top time. And in sixth position, you had Takamoto Katsuta, who had a time of 9 minutes 3 seconds 03 9 minutes 03.5 seconds, and he was 4.4 seconds adrift adrift of the top time. In seventh position, you had Sami Pajari, who was 8.7 seconds adrift of the top time. In eighth position, you had Martin Sesks, who was 10.1 seconds adrift of the top time. And then in ninth position, you had Joshua McLean, who was 14.4 seconds adrift of the top time. And then in 10th position, you had Giorgio Monster, who was 24.5 seconds adrift of the top time. So this is the top 10 results for special stage 12. Okay, so after special stage 12, the overall timings was Elfyn Evans managed to stretch his lead a little bit over Takamoto Katsuta, because the previous stage it was only 2.8 seconds, but he gained another 3.2 seconds and made it 6 seconds. So Elfyn Evans was in first position, and in second position you had Takamoto Katsuta. He's 6 seconds adrift of Elfyn Evans, but Elfyn Evans' total time is 1 hour 41 minutes 28.6 seconds. And then Takamoto Katsuta was 6 seconds behind adrift. And then in third position you had Oit Tanak 11.3 seconds adrift. In fourth positions you got Thierry Neuville, who's gunning for the victory. He's 13.9 seconds adrift. In fifth position, you got Kalle Rovanperä, who's 23.0 seconds adrift. In sixth position, you have Adrian Foremour, who's 30.2 seconds adrift of the overall time of Elfyn Evans. And in seventh position, you got Martin Sesks, who's 1 minute 16.2 seconds adrift of the overall time of the first position of the rally. This is after special stage 12. In eighth position, you got Sami Pajari, who's 1 minute 28.1 seconds adrift. In ninth position, you got Joshua McLean, who's 1 minute 43.9 seconds adrift. And in 10th position, you have Georgie Monster, who's 2 minutes 19.6 seconds adrift of the top time of Elfyn Evans. And in 11th position, you have Oliver Solberg, who's 5 minutes adrift. Okay, so that's the overall results after the special stage 12. So Elfyn Evans still lead after special stage 12. Now let's move on to special stage 13. So special stage 13, let's see what happens there. The name of the stage number is SS14, and then the stage name is Coax Coxley 2, and its length is 16.06 kilometers. And the driver is who took the stage win was Thierry Neuville, and his co-driver is Martin Weidegay. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's special stage 14. That's actually special stage 14. That's the stage we're gonna cover next. But special stage 13, yeah, was taken by Elfyn Evans, and the name of that stage is Salzgitter 2, and the length of the stage is 14.23 kilometers, and it was won by Elfyn Evans and co-driver Scott Martin, and the team was Toyota, and he's driving the GR Yaris Rally 1, and the time he won it with was 6 minutes 42.4 seconds. Okay, so now let's go to the stage timings for special stage 12. Sorry, 13. So special stage 12, special stage 13 was won by Elfyn Evans with a time of 6 minutes 42.4 seconds. In second position, you are Thierry Neuville, who's closing in slightly on the rally lead. He had a time of 6 minutes 43.6 seconds, 1.2 seconds adrift. In third position, you had Kalle Rovanperä, who was 1.6 seconds adrift of his teammate Elfyn Evans. In fourth position, you got Takamoto Katsuta, who lost a little bit of time to Elfyn Evans. He was 2.6 seconds adrift of the time of Elfyn Evans. And then you have in fifth position Oit Tanak, who is 5.4 seconds adrift on special stage 13 of the top time of Elfyn Evans. And then in sixth position, you got Martin Sesks, who's 6.7 seconds adrift of the top time. Surprisingly, he had an identical time with the seventh position, sixth and seventh, Sami Pajari. He had a time of 6 minutes 49.1 seconds, and they were both 6 and 7 were both 6.7 seconds adrift of the top time. Now in position 8 you have Joshua McLean, who was 10.4 seconds adrift. In ninth position you had Georgia Monster, who was 12.7 seconds adrift, and then in 10th position you had Robert Verves, who was 28.1 seconds adrift of the top time. Okay, so now the overall after special stage Overall, after special stage 13, yeah, you have Elfyn Evans with a time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 11.0 seconds. 1 hour, 48 minutes, 11.0 seconds. And in second positions, you got Katsuta, yeah, who's done very, very well in this rally. And he's 8.6 seconds adrift. And then in third position, you have Thierry Neuville, who's 15.1 seconds adrift. In fourth position, you got Tanak, who's 16.7 seconds adrift. In fifth position, you got Kalle Rovanperä, who's 24.6 seconds adrift. And then in sixth position, you had Martin Sesks, who's 1 minute 22.9 seconds adrift. In seventh position, you got Sami Pajari, who's 1 minute 34.8 seconds adrift. In eighth position, you got Joshua McLean, who's 1 minute 54.3 seconds adrift. In ninth position, you got Georgie Monster, who's 2 minutes 32.3 seconds adrift. Sorry. And then in 10th position, yeah, you have Oliver Solberg, who's overtaken Ropi, who's moved into 10th position. Yeah, Oliver Solberg, and he's 5 minutes 38.2 seconds adrift of the overall time of the rally leader Elfyn Evans. So well done to Oliver Solberg there to pushing himself into 10th position. So after special stage 13, that's the results. Elfyn Evans still led the rally with Takamoto Katsuta in second and Thierry Neuville in third, putting pressure on the top two Toyotas driving the Hyundai. So now let's move on to special stage 14. And special stage 14, yeah. Let me give you the information on that one. Special stage 14, you had the name of the stage is Coxile 2, and the length of the stage is 16.06 kilometers, and it was won by Thierry Neuville, and the co-driver is Martin Weidegay, and he's in a Hyundai, and he's driving the i20N Rally 1, and the overall time is 8 minutes, yeah, 14.9 seconds. Okay. So, yeah, special stage 14 was won by Thierry Neuville with a time of 8 minutes 14.9 seconds. In second position, you got Takamoto Katsuta, who was 1 second adrift. In third position, you got Tanak with a time of 8 minutes 17.3 seconds, who was 2.4 seconds adrift. In fourth position, you got Elfyn Evans with a time of 8 minutes 18.5 seconds, who was 3.6 seconds adrift. In fifth position, you had Kalle Rovanperä, who was 4.5 seconds adrift of the top time. And then in sixth position, you had Martin Sesks, who was 12.1 seconds adrift. In seventh position, you got Sami Pajari, who was 13.1 seconds adrift of the top time. And in eighth position, you got Joshua McLean, who was 13.8 seconds adrift of the top time. In ninth position, you got Georgie Monster, who was 17.6 seconds adrift of the top time. And in 10th position, you had George Liname, who was 27.2 seconds adrift of the top time. And these are the results for special stage 14, which was won by Thierry Neuville, the current World Rally World Champion. So after special stage 14, the overall results is Elfyn Evans still led the rally, but his lead was cut down by about 2 seconds So he had overall time of 1 hour 56.29. It's a 1 hour 56:29.5 seconds. And in second position, you got Takamoto Katsuta, who's 6 seconds adrift of Elfyn Evans' time. In third position, you got Thierry Neuville, who's 11.5 seconds adrift of the top overall time. And then in fourth position, you got Oitanak, who's 15.5 seconds adrift. And then in fifth position, you got Kalirovin Pera, who's 25.5 seconds adrift. In sixth position, you got Martin Sesks, who's 1 minute 31.4 seconds adrift. In seventh position, you got Sami Pajari, who's 1 minute 44.3 seconds adrift. In eighth position, you got Joshua McLean, who's 2 minutes 4.5 seconds adrift. In ninth position, you got Georgie Munster, who's 2 minutes 46.3 seconds adrift. And in 10th position, you got Oliver Solberg, who's 6 minutes 05.3 seconds adrift. And then in 11th, you got Ropi Kohonen. 12th position, you got Robert Virez. And then in 13th, you got Mikko Heikler. So yeah, that's the results, overall results after special stage 14. So Elfyn Evans still led the rally by 6 seconds. So yeah, anyone watching the video, don't forget to always show your support by subscribing, liking the video, dropping a comment, and sharing. So now we're gonna move on to the final stage of the day. So the final stage of the day, let me check it out for you. The final stage of the day was special stage 15, and that was the Omea Sprint 3. So Omea, they've been there 3 times now. That's the third sprint there. So the length of Omea is 5.16 kilometers, and it was won by Thierry Neuville, and the co-driver is Martin Weidegaard, and then their team is Hyundai, and they're driving the I-20 and Rally 1. And the time is the time that they have is the time that he won the sprint in the Omea sprint in it was 3 minutes 29.2 seconds. Okay. So checking out special stage 15, yeah. It was won by Thierry Neuville with a time of 3 minutes 29.5 seconds. And then in second position, you got Takamoto Katsuta with a time of 3 minutes 31.7 seconds. He was 2.2 seconds adrift. In third position, you got Oitanak, who was 2.5 seconds adrift. In fourth position, you got Kalirovin Pera, who was 2.6 seconds adrift. And then in fifth position, you got Sami Pajari, who was 4.5 seconds adrift. In sixth position, you got Georgie Munster, who was 4.8 seconds adrift. In seventh position, you got Elfyn Evans, who was 5.2 seconds adrift. So he lost a bit of time there. And then in eighth position, you got Martin Sesks, who was 5.2 seconds adrift. In ninth position, you got Joshua McLean, who was 6.5 seconds adrift. In 10th position, you got Oliver Solberg, who was 9.5 seconds adrift on that stage, special stage 15 of the top time. So shout out to Oliver Solberg for pulling himself up into a good position, at least, in for being in the top 10, you know. And then overall, yeah, the overall results after special stage 15, which is the last stage of the day, you have they've reached the 2 hour mark here in the rally. So you had Elfyn Evans with a time of 2 hours 00 2 hours 04.2 seconds. Then in second position you got Takamoto Katsuta with 2 hours 07.2 seconds, which is he's only 3 seconds adrift. So he closed he closed a bit more on Elfyn Evans. So tomorrow is going to be very, very competitive. And then Thierry Neuville is only 6.3 seconds adrift of Elfyn Evans' top time. So he has to watch out there. And then you have Oitanak, who's 12.8 seconds adrift of the top time. Then you have Kale Rovanpera, who's 22.9 seconds adrift of the top time. Then you have Martin Sesks, who's 1 minute 31.4 seconds adrift of the overall time of the rally. And then in seventh position, you got Sami Pajari, who's 1 minute 43.6 seconds adrift of the top time. And then in eighth position, you got Joshua McLean with a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, who's 2 minutes 05.8 seconds adrift of the overall time, top time of Elfyn Evans. And in ninth position, you got Georgie Monster, who's 2 minutes 45.9 seconds adrift of the overall time. And in 10th position, you got Oliver Solberg, who's 6 minutes 09.6 seconds adrift of the overall time. So my thoughts after special stage 15 is that the rally is really, really competitive, and Elvin Elvin Evans has to he just has to be calm and drive really fast tomorrow, and then he can clinch the rally. But he's under a lot of pressure, from his teammate Takamoto Katsuta and then Thierry Neuville. So there's no margin for error and there's no time for mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I hope Elvin can do it, but there's real pressure, coming on from Takamoto Katsuta, Thierry Neuville, and even Oitanak, who's only 12.8 seconds adrift. And let's look at Sunday, the stages that's going to come up. You have special stage 16, special stage 17, and special stage 18, which is the Wolf Power stage. So it's all to play for, man. But what I can say is that there's a lot of pressure on the rally leader, which is Elfyn Evans. He's got Takamoto onto him, and then he's got Thierry Neuville, and then Takamoto, and then he's got Thierry Neuville, and then Oitanak like on his tail. So he has to be really, really quick tomorrow. There's only 3 stages left, so he can wrap that up. He just have to drive quite blind, quite fast, and then just clinch it. You know what I mean? No slowing down. And special stage 16, the name of the stage is Valstavik 1, and it's 29.35 kilometers. And then special stage 17 is Vastavik 2, which is 29.35 kilometers. And then special stage 18 is Omir 2, which is the power stage. It's going to be 8.62 kilometers. So, let me say this here. When you have a stage, long stages like Vastavik 1 and Vastavik 2 here, 29.35 kilometers. I mean, it's you can lose time so easily, you can hit a snowbank, anything can happen, So I mean Elvin is putting the work in at the moment, like he's leading the rally in it, but anything can happen tomorrow. But so let's see what happens tomorrow, the special stage 16, 17, and 18. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So the overnight leaders is Elfyn Evans. He's only leading the rally by 3 seconds, which is okay. Yeah, which is okay to go into the next 3 stages. So yeah, I'm just gonna say thank you for your support, and anyone that's watching the video, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment, and don't forget to share as well your opinions. And sorry, share it on various social media platforms as well. And don't forget to click on another video so you can find out some more information about motorsports. So here I'm doing WRC World Rally Championship. I also talk about MotoGP, and I also talk about Formula One. So that's the three top motor racing sports in the world. I just love motor racing. That's why I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And your support is appreciated. Thank you everyone for supporting the channel. Take care.
Han kröp inte av det. Nu pratar vi 35 plus. Men han har tappat. Det var vinsten.